Hello there. My name is Judith Israel Shu'aibu. I do a bunch of things, really. I do business. I think I'm involved in politics, or kind of. No, pretty much. And so the video today is simply me sharing with you some things that I think could be instrumental to us, especially to the average young person as it relates to the season we're in Nigeria, which is the election season. We experienced the presidential election last week, the National Assembly election as well. And come Saturday, the 11th of March, we are still going to be going through with the governorship and state assembly elections. And while we're going into that, I believe I have some perspective that could add value to you, that could help all of us moving forward, or as many who are interested moving forward, so that we can make certain informed choices in such a way that we may be able to influence the trajectory of how things go in politics moving forward. Given that, so honestly, this channel today is probably one of the first, I think, the first time I'm making like a official full video personally about something personal. So there are a bunch of ingredients and other aspects of my life that are going to be coming in, and I really hope that that adds value to somebody, or at least help, even if it's one person. But really, I'm just here to express myself and hope that what I am thinking about helps us moving forward. So I'm just being me. Here I am. All right. So we experienced a lot of things. We have a lot of aggrieved young people in Nigeria, a lot of people protesting, clamoring for change, clamoring for a difference, for a new Nigeria. But I'm one of those people really just coming out to advocate that, see, we need to do things differently. We have been doing things in one way, we probably need to consider doing things a little differently. While we will not give up and allow our labor be in vain, we need to deploy strategies as to how we are marching and pushing the cause of our goal forward. Okay, so with that in mind, um, I hear a lot of people saying so 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 party top to bottom, Labour Party top to bottom, um, APC, PDP top to bottom. Well, that is a grievous mistake. And when will you learn that in this game called politics, there's a whole lot to it. And the perspective I want to just share with you today is I do not think top to bottom is the idea to go, it's a strategy to go. Because just because one person who's a candidate, maybe a presidential candidate, is somebody you are attached to, is somebody you're sold out to, somebody who has convinced you that they can deliver, doesn't mean that all the other positions down have competent people or people of capacity who can deliver on the job as we expect it to be. And can I just point out that if sentiment and emotion is the only reason that influences your judgment and your choice on who to cast your vote for, then you might just be gravely mistaken. Because I tell you what, it is high time you stop allowing politicians use propaganda and emotions to get you into voting them into office. If nothing has taught you a valuable lesson, say Baba should have taught you a valuable lesson 2015. I mean, I in the existence of my life, I don't think there's a more advocated for and loved person than the person who, was elected in 2015. And fortunately or unfortunately, that person probably served some of us the most breakfast, unfortunately. So that goes to tell you that the level of acceptability of a person doesn't determine their capacity to deliver, doesn't determine their will and commitment to deliver on their promise. And that is why it is important for us to begin to consider other critical factors that come into play when we're casting our votes for a particular candidate. And let me urge you today that just because you won the president in Labour Party, APC, or PDP does not mean that all the other political parties don't have people who have capacity to deliver from National Assembly down to State Assembly. Ladies and gentlemen, see, especially the average young person in Nigeria who probably doesn't know as much as they should about politics, you need to pay attention to what I'm about to say right now. In this election season, I have information about the likes of Banky W. I mean, it's public knowledge who came out to contest, I think, for House of Representative also under the platform of PDP. Disclaimer, I'm not a PDP member. I'm not advocating for any political party. I'm just talking generally across board. Okay, so please disclaimer right out there. Now, moving forward, I know the likes of Funke Akindele, who came out, I think, as deputy governor for Lagos State or thereabout. I know the likes of Abdulaziz of the SDP, who's a young female. I know the likes of Hamza Al Mustafa of the AA, and many other people cut across different parties for different, vying for different positions. But it looks like the average Nigerian who came out to say, oh, I'm going to cast my vote for change, for revolution, for involvement and inclusion, absolutely forgot that the people who are in their generation who have taken the step to actually come out and participate actively are even in the race at all. I mean, for somebody as famous as Banky W, he must have been forgotten that he was in the race, which explains why he lost. Just because he's in a particular political party that may not be in alliance or in the same direction as the political party that you have kept on side. The presidential candidate of one party may be fantastic and amazing, and you may have the hope that the person will be phenomenal and keep their promise, keep their word, and do their best. The senatorial candidate or the governorship candidate under the same platform may not be the best person. Why don't you broaden your horizon? Why don't you broaden your choices and your hope? Because I can guarantee you that there are a bunch of competent people cut across board. And for the young person, if it is not that you're probably losing sight of long-term goal, which is inclusion and active participation to form a new Nigeria, then how then did you forget that there are people closer to the circle that you can relate with, who have related with you and dished out valuable contents to you over the years that you could have used as yardstick or even tiny bit of measurement to say, okay, let's give anybody a chance. If you're considering giving people a chance, shouldn't those people be amongst the first line of choices just because you've experienced these people before, just because they have made the effort to get in the circle? I'm not saying we're advocating for them, okay? I'm not saying that if they come out, there's a guarantee that they're going to do well, or that there's a guarantee that they're going to deliver, or that there's a guarantee that their capacity would tell. But I'm saying if anybody has potential, shouldn't people like that, for instance, even be your point of call? There are a bunch of them cut across different political parties, and that is why, as we go into the elections for the 11th of March, come Saturday, you cannot even afford to go with the vision that says, oh, so party top to bottom. Please don't make that mistake. Because you're going to end up giving people who know next to nothing just because the circumstance has afforded them the opportunity to be under the political party you have your gaze on. Then you vote them into certain offices that they don't even deserve or that they don't have capacity to handle. Try as much as possible to do your research, do your homework, get as much information as you can on all of these people before you vote for any person. It is high time we come to a point where we realize that it is beyond a particular political party. We need a nation. And a nation has and needs several ingredients, several components, and different people. A pot of soup needs different ingredients for it to be what it's supposed to be. You need the pepper to perform its role. You need the maggi to perform its role or cubes. You need the salt to perform its role. You need the oil and everything else to perform its role for it to come out as a pot of soup. So the name of the soup and the pot is not enough. You need all these ingredients to be able to achieve the pot of soup of your dreams and for it to be able to satisfy your hunger. Anything short of that, you can keep the pot on fire and call the name of the soup for as much as you can. If the ingredients are not complete, you will not form the soup you want. What am I saying? If you don't have the right components of people critical in the different sectors and aspects of politics, you would never be able to create the Nigeria of your dreams. And voila, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to see more of this content, please feel free to leave, a comment down below. I would really love to get your perspective on what you think about the elections coming up on the 11th of March, which is coming Saturday. Moving forward, I'd like to get your ideas on what you advise, especially the young people in Nigeria who have the largest uh, voting power given INEC results of this election season. Um, they had the largest number as per PVC holders given the elections report from INEC this season. So if let me know what you think in the comment section down below as to what do you think the average person should do moving forward. What steps do you think we can take moving forward? What do you think we should do differently? Please feel free to also join me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram at this is underscore Judith on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok at this is Judith as well. So please, I'm going to leave all the links down below. Feel free to click on the links. And of course, if you'd like to see more of this, feel free to also subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I hope we can build a formidable community of young people who would take the work seriously of creating the new Nigeria of our dreams. Till next time, bye.